Welcome to 15-Minute Theatre, the only review show that squeezes a whole production into 900 seconds. The date is Saturday the 18th of March 2023, and we've just been to see the Walworth Farce. Open the house. Hello. Hold on a minute. You're not Vicky. Who are you?
I am Zaza.
Zaza. Nice to meet you, Zaza. Well, we know each other, don't we, really?
Nice to meet you.
In fact, we share a house together, don't we?
Yeah, we do.
Also a love of theatre.
Yeah, we absolutely.
Right, so Vicky's not around because she's sodded off to Wales. So you are going to do a few reviews for me, aren't you?
Yeah, here we go. It's coming up.
Before we do that, what sort of theatre do you like best?
I like absurd.
Oh yeah.
And creative, experimental, funny, and culturally infused.
Ooh, yeah. Culturally infused. Excellent. Right, well, we better get on because we have to do this in 15 minutes, obviously, because it's the name of the show. All right, so I'm going to give you some facts. Okay, so The Walworth Farce. It was written by Edna Walsh. It was directed by Nikki Olbers. The musical director was Joseph Harris. The costume designer was Anisha Fields. And our notable actors were Emmett Byrne, Killian Cole, Rochelle Deirdrix, and Dan Sky.
Sammy?
What you will learn is that I never can read my own writing. It was at the Southwark Playhouse, and I'm afraid it's only running until today.
Yeah,
it's the last night today,
yep.
And it's about 2 hours with an interval. So, could you give us a little synopsis? What's it about?
Well, it starts with the actors already on the stage. 2 of the actors on the stage. One in the middle of the stage, the elderly figure, and somebody in bed, and they're sort of mooching about, and then it starts straight up. He's on his chair, another actor comes in, and they start just mucking about straight away, and you're thrown into something that seems quite directed, quite. But, seems like it's...
Can I just say, that's not me making that noise, it's my dog Columbo drinking some water.
Stop it.
Yeah, so it's set in a flat, isn't it, in South London, and it's very surreal and very odd, and they're all doing very weird things, aren't they?
Yeah, and he's got a shaved head. The actor takes off his hat, comes in with shopping, and he takes his hat off, and he's got a bald head right in the middle. So
we're not going to go into too much detail because we'll get lost in the thing. But basically, as we go along, we find out that there's more to meet the eye than this family. They're kind of trapped in this flat, recreating the past, aren't they? And playing it over and over again.
Yeah.
That's what we learn as we go along. That's what we learn as the same. All right, so that's kind of the synopsis. So, first of all, what did you think? Did you like it?
I loved it.
Why did you like it?
I loved the movement of it. I loved the wigs, the changing of these wigs and how they became different characters. The pace. I loved the pace. The characters I loved. The scenery I loved.
It was all right. So let's stick on the kind of narrative and stuff because I liked it instantly. And I thought, this is brilliant. This is kind of going to be surreal. It's going to be odd. It's going to be strange. And it was all of those things. And they were playing these weird characters. And, the lad was getting dressed up as a woman and a mother. And the wigs helped them to create different characters.
Yeah.
But what I thought was wonderful about it was, although it was very surreal and absurd in some points, it all made sense.
Yeah.
As you found out. And it was the fact that the father was controlling these kids and stuff, which were now adults. And they never really experienced the world outside much, except going to, was it Tesco?
Yes, Tesco's. That's it. Yeah, Tesco's, and it was old Tesco's. Great.
I loved it. And Yeah, you talked about the wigs. So the wigs symbolise different characters, didn't they?
Yes.
So there was quite a lot of comedy in it where they were swapping wigs around, being different things.
Yeah.
In the first half, did you understand what was going on?
I suppose so. I didn't really feel a need to. I'm not one of those people that goes to the theatre and that feels like I need to know what's going on. I'm not one of those people because a lot of what we do doesn't really make sense.
Yeah.
I like that. So yeah, edging into it.
But what was brilliant is...
with the actor, because he's got the cup with the best actor on it.
Yeah, so which was funny. There were laugh out loud funny bits, wasn't it?
Yeah.
And then, I suppose all those funny bits as you went along, and we don't want to give loads of spoilers here, but funny bits as you went along became all quite nasty, really, and dark and horrible. And actually, the best actor cup, which we're all laughing at, was quite a horrible, sinister thing, wasn't it? Because he was making his children recreate this weird world, and if they got it wrong, he would hit them or beat them or scare them about the outside world. So it was only 4 actors. So the 3 of them were obviously the ones trapped in the flat, and then just before the interval, we were treated to the female actor who was basically the shop owner. Worked in Tesco, and they'd forgotten the food, so she brought the bag up, and they got stuck in this world. What did you think of her performance?
I thought she was lovely. I thought her laugh, was when she was happy, and her laugh was very bubbly, nice, warm, and infectious. And it obviously changed when she was captured into the house. Yeah,
she couldn't get away, could she? And as she realised what she was stuck in, I mean, her performance was great. She was crying. You really felt the fear coming off her, didn't you?
You sort of felt as if she was an audience member, and in fact, the way that she was observing them as a sort of an audience member was, because she was the audience.
Yes, and actually, through her, we began to understand what was going on, didn't we?
Exactly.
Yeah. What did you think of the direction and how it was staged? I mean, I'd had a quick chat with the director at the end when I went to see it, and I thought it was really quite inventive and clever. I wasn't bored by any of it, really. It was on the edge of my seat. What did you think of how it was staged?
Yeah, lovely, because they used the different sides, and they had the wire of the door so you could see through, but they made it as if it would be difficult to see through those doors.
And when they left the scene, they just went and stand. Well, there was obviously they could go backstage, but for our benefit, they would just go and stand in the wardrobe, wouldn't they?
Exactly, in the cupboards. Yeah, the cupboards was back scene, but that looked.
Yeah, but in the world of the play, I suppose it was just the wardrobes. All right. What about the Sound of Music? So we were treated to this song that kind of haunted us, this Irish song all the way through.
Yes.
What did we think about that?
Lovely.
Yeah, it was all right. I wasn't riveted by it really, but it worked for the story. Is there anything you didn't like?
What did I not like? Oof. You go first.
Well, I haven't really got anything to say really. I mean, no, I liked the design. I liked the way it was formed. I loved the story. So no, I think I was pretty happy with it all. Really,
I think so as well. It was engaging. It kept me. Yeah, there was funny bits. It was fast. There wasn't areas where it was a bit too long. Because there was other bits going on as they were playing their bit there. There was either her, she was
it got more and more layered with the reality, didn't it?
It was layered, yeah. So you could see her doing something, or you could see the other one who wasn't in the scene. So it was always, or the father was there watching them. So it was always very stimulating.
And what was your stand-up moment?
Okay, so I was at the edge of my seat when they were trying to get the bag, and she said, right, there's my phone in the bag. That had me quite scary Mary. But also at the end when he put the cream on his face and he was just about, that was the last bit, but we thought he was going to leave. And when he actually did what he did at the end,
so he couldn't actually bring himself to leave. He was just trapped in the world.
But we thought that we were going. I was so excited for him to leave with her and have this great relationship with this lady.
But it makes so much sense because
does.
if this is all you know, why would you try and stop it and just continue the world?
But how would you? How would you know to stop it?
Exactly.
Because that's not what you've been, and that is what it is.
I suppose the only thing that falls down is obviously the guy had to go to Tesco every day to get the same food, so he would see the outside world, which he kept telling him was like.
So that's why he was a little bit more saying, "Come on, we can get out."
All right, so let's take a break and then we'll come back and we'll score it.
Lovely.
Okay, so audience antics. So this is the part of the show where we talk about any antics that we have with the audience. Well, what I'm going to talk about today is the fact that, well, we actually went to see this on different days, didn't we?
We did, yeah.
And when I went to see it, we went to the Southwark Playhouse, and Cal Surprise, it wasn't there. It was at a different theatre 10 minutes away. So we had to kind of rush along to do it, which put me in a bad mood to start with. So it was a very good play, or I would not have been happy. Right, okay, shall we score it, Zaza?
Yeah, and I will say that they didn't mention there was a pillar right in front of the seats that I had bought. So that was a bit annoying.
Was it full?
And the guy who I went with is a little bit of a theatre sort of, connoisseur, and he was a bit edgy about that. And
that would have annoyed me, really.
Yeah, so we had to move a bit of seats, and I've kept being worried about him. And there was a few latecomers, which was a bit annoying.
That annoys me as well. All right, well, let's mark it. Okay, so performances out of 10, please.
Oh, they were so good. I've got to give them, they've got to give them 10 out of 10.
Oh, I'm going to give them a 9. Narrative, plot, story.
Going another 9.
A 9 from me. Staging and technical.
9, 10.
Oh, do you know what? I'm going to give it a 10 as well. I really liked it. Originality gets a 10 from me.
Yeah, 10 from me.
Ooh. And sound and music.
Sound and music.
I'm going to give it a 5 because I wasn't that keen on it.
I'm actually going to give it an 8 because I don't think it needed it. I don't think it needed it.
Right, okay.
It was set for it.
Okay, well that sounds fair enough. Alright, so now 29, 38, 43. So what I am going to do now is... Right, so I have to add the scores up. Usually Vicky talks about what we're going to see next. What are you going to see next?
Village Idiot at the Stratford at Stratford.
Okay.
And Sylvia. Few things, but it depends what we will see together.
Okay, I have now got the star rating in. I can tell you that the Walworth Farce gets a star using the wrong thing. A 50-minute theatre rating of 4.5 stars.
Yeah, it was wicked. I love it.
Pretty good, which puts
really
it right
good.
at the top of our leaderboard since we haven't been to see anything else this year.
Love the Irish.
Okay, so thank you very much for joining me today.
Lovely.
I think we're going to have a whole lot of fun in our 15-minute theatre.
I love that.
Who needs Vicky, hey? Only kidding.
Vicky, love you, Vicky.
Love you, Vicky. Oh, thank goodness. And that awkward moment, that's the theatre bell. That means the theatre's dark. Oh, I can't remember my last line because I haven't got it written down.
Whoops.
The theatre's dark, the house is quiet, and that was 15-minute theatre. Goodbye.
Ew.